So I had planned to start this podcast by saying it's very dark times and go down that route, and you know what I'm saying, but it's really, really not dark times. Hello, it's a Confessional podcast. How are you? We are back again. I have no idea what day it is, but we are here together, and wow, what a time to be here together, to be alive. I had actually planned to start this show quite dark and a bit down, but like I said, I was wrong. What a time to be alive. What great things are we witnessing? Movement, progression. Wow, we are actually witnessing change, evolution. When we look back, just in general, everything changes in the world and it keeps changing. And dare I say, improving. For example, I was thinking to myself this morning, I remember when Barack Obama was, can I say, sworn in as president? I was just starting college and I was on a bus and I remember it going with my mum. We were so happy. Everybody was happy. And then Trump came in and everybody was sad. Before Obama, everybody was sad. You know, probably not the best or the most eloquent example, but that's just that's how I'm feeling. Change will keep coming. It will keep improving. The world will keep turning. I recently saw a post on a Los Angeles radio station on their Instagram, and to paraphrase what it said, it was something like, what if this year was needed? Was it needed for us to grow, for us to stand tall, for us to finally come together? Now, just a quick word about the statues being pulled down. Now, I live in London, and recently a statue in East London was pulled down. Now, I go to that part of East London quite often. The shallow side of me. It's very pretty. It's very nice to look at. And I've been on quite a few dates there, and they have nice rooftop bars. Sometimes I socialise there. Bear that in mind. I just want to quote to you Zara Sultan. She's an MP for Coventry South. Thank you to my friend Val for sharing this with me. The MP says, black people shouldn't have to walk in the shadows of statues that glorify people who enslaved and murdered their ancestors. Exactly. I'm reading a lot of stuff that people moan about erasing history and removing history, and the statues are removing history basically. Wait, let me continue. So the particular statue in East London is in an area called West India Quay. Now, if you didn't know, where this statue was, directly behind it, to the point there's no way you could miss it, there is a museum directly behind the statue. You just couldn't make this stuff up. These statues are not teaching history at all, because I guarantee, and I heard this on the radio today, a lot of people don't even know what these statues are for. They just see these dusty things as they're walking around London. And it's really not erasing history. It's not teaching history. And let's just remember, it's not a history to be proud of, the people complaining about it. There's nothing to be proud of here. There's nothing to smile about. That a slave owner is a statue of a slave owner. That's nothing to be proud of. It's not a reminder of not what to go back to. In some celebrity news, Terry Crews has spoken out, warning against the movement. So he said, I'm confused how I should phrase this. Shall I say that he's fearing? I don't know if he's fearing or he's concerned, but we'll say he's concerned that this movement may establish a black supremacy. So Terry tweeted that white voices were needed in the protest to prevent the movement from screwing too far in the favour of blacks. Oh dear, Terry. Oh dear. Terry then recently tweeted more, saying everything he says comes from a place of love and reconciliation from the black community. Let me tell you about my experience of blackface. So once, someone at a Christmas party where I worked, the theme was fancy dress, and this particular person thought it was fully acceptable. Now, I didn't attend the party, but he thought it was fully acceptable to attend the party in blackface. However, due to the failings or the positives of modern technology, I was able to see the blackface pictures because it was shared to the company WhatsApp group. In future, this is why I hate WhatsApp groups. You see shit you're not meant to see. Now, back in those days, I was the kind of person, if I was annoyed about something, I would fly off the handle. Not violence at all. I'm not a violent person. I'm not messing up my shoes for that. I am a voice. Use your words. Be eloquent. That's just my kind of style. And I challenged this, and I was told it wasn't racism, it was possibly naivety with no offence meant to be caused. I, of course, resigned from that company, that kind of ridiculousness. Nene Leakes. So on a side note, she released this song. It's called Come and Get This Honey. I'm just going absolutely crazy for this song. It's a kind of dancey disco song and I'm just going mad for it. I don't know much about Nene, but I really love that song. It's recently come to my attention on her social media. She has started or threatened to start calling out influencers who, have you noticed, during this pandemic, there's nothing to influence anymore. They've gone really quiet. Thank God, because they were so difficult to interview. Anyway, she has called out the influencers. She's saying they are pretending, some of them are pretending to care and treating this movement and this worldwide movement like a PR stunt. Nene is threatening to out them. I don't know Nene well. Is she that kind of person? Is she going to out them? I look forward to it. I really do. This last bit, I'm going to keep this podcast really short today. And this last bit, I've written, it says, also remember to do your part. We're all fighting, we're all part of a movement. Just remember to do your part and do something that counts in your own home, because it really does start in your own home. And trust me, there's a lot more to come. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of this movement. There's a lot more to come. I want to thank you for listening to this week's show. I will be back next week. What topics will we cover? Will we go back to trashing celebrities and making fun and just talking about my life? I don't know, but thank you for listening to this week's show.